Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United, and this, everybody, is a match preview for Leeds United against Millwall on Sunday, the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day. So if you are celebrating, hopefully this will go nicely with your pint of Guinness. Of course, very stereotypical of me that, but it'll go nicely with the celebrations, wouldn't it? 3 points for Leeds, another win towards hopefully promotion. Let's wait and see. But it is, like I said, Sunday the 17th of March, a 3 p.m. kickoff. Very, very strange time to kick off this one on a Sunday, but that is what it is. We'll look at it here today. Millwall come to Elland Road on good form, as we'll speak about in just a moment. But as of team news, I haven't really seen any of Daniel. I assume this was coming out on Friday, but I've pre-recorded it, so I haven't seen any of Daniel Farke's team news. I presume he's doing his presser on Friday. Probably pretty much as you were. We've had a little bit of a break from last Friday's 2-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday in Sheffield at Hillsborough. Very comfortable for Leeds in the end, really. What looked to be a little bit of a tricky game, beforehand. But we came through it with 3 points. We're currently sitting in second. I think it's 1 point, I believe, isn't it, ahead of Ipswich coming into the games. 9 games to go. Massive game, as they all are now. We just need to keep winning, and it's ours, isn't it? So hopefully we can do that. And this one is no different, is it? Leeds looking to continue their unbeaten run at Elland Road this season. Won't be easy, but I do believe Leeds United will come out on top of Millwall on Sunday. Let me know your thoughts in the comments there below. Like I said, the lads will have had ample rest time, compared to what they have over the last few games, haven't they? It was a very, very quick turnaround of games for Leeds United, but we have a bit of a rest there. 9 days basically from that. I know George has been to Disneyland, hasn't he, apparently? So that's, of course he has. He enjoys that kind of thing, I'm sure. So, so they've had a few days off, the lads. I'm sure they're well rested. I'm sure they're raring to go and build another 3 points on top of that total, like I said, which will see us hopefully promoted to the Premier League next season. So probably pretty much as you were in terms of the team news. What I want to do is get on to Millwall and have a look at them. I'd like to have a look at the opposition in a little bit more focus. Now, Neil Harris has been put in charge of Millwall as he was a while ago, wasn't he, as well? Obviously, he's been the Cardiff boss as well. I think he was down in the lower leagues, wasn't he, until Millwall have given him the job back. He's Mr. Millwall, isn't he, basically? He was a menace against us, wasn't he, when in his playing days? I remember him scoring a fair few goals against Leeds United in his playing days in the Championship, and possibly any Millwall fans, let me know. I think we did play you in League One as well, so maybe he was scoring goals and playing games against us in the 3rd Division as well. So he's coming back to Elland Road. And Millwall, you've got to say, have had an upturn completely in their fortunes. They're on, I think, 43 points, a few places above the relegation zone, but it's so tight down there. I think, again, a defeat for them on Sunday. Obviously, they'll already know what their fate will be, where they'll lie at the end of the weekend, because we play last, I think, don't we? The rest of them play on Saturday afternoon. So they'll already know where they'll finish up at the weekend if they win, if they lose. I don't think they'll end up in the relegation zone, whatever. But it's very, very tight, and Neil Harris's appointment was very much needed for Millwall. They were on a horrendous run. Joe Edwards was not the right man. Very young coach. Maybe for the future, not for now, and certainly not for a relegation battle. They went on a horrific run of form, but they're battling it back now. If you look at the last 5, as I like to do, it's only 1 defeat. It's I think 3 wins and a draw. So they're on good, they're on good form. Last time out was a 1-0 win against Birmingham. Not conceded many goals over the last sort of 5 games. I know the first of the 5 games, I think, was a 2-0 defeat against Sheff Wednesday, which ultimately accounted for Joe Edwards' job. Neil Harris has come in. If you look at those 4 games, he's unbeaten. He's unbeaten. I think it's 3 wins and a draw. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. And like I said, it's only 2 goals conceded. If you look at the previous 4 games, before Harris came in, they've conceded 9 goals and they haven't won any of the games. So it's a real upturn in fortunes for Millwall, and why not? Because, like I said, he is Mr. Millwall from the outside looking in. He loves that club. He's been there as manager before, spent many years as a player there, of course. And he's a bit of an SHIT house, isn't he? And so is his team, and Millwall are that anyway. And put in that factor, it's a real game where they're going to get dirty, they're going to get down. It will probably look similar to that Preston game where we eventually won it off a Perot penalty in the last minute. They're going to come to frustrate. They're going to come to, like I said, SHIT house it. They're going to have a real bullish game plan, and they're going to try and execute it. Obviously, probably looking at free kicks, corner kicks to get the goals. Tanganga, who's on loan from Tottenham Hotspur, has got 2 goals in his last 4 games. The centre back, looking like a nifty signing that, and obviously he can cause issues at those sort of set pieces and free kicks and corner kicks. But yeah, they'll play 4-4-2, they'll sit back, they'll frustrate Leeds, they'll play for free kicks, they'll make it ugly. It'll be a difficult game, but it's one that I do see Leeds United coming on top of eventually. But yeah, it's a horrible game, it's a horrible team to face, and they do themselves, even though there's less of them at Elland Road, they will make it a very, very hostile atmosphere. I do remember going to a Millwall Leeds game at Elland Road about 6 years or so ago now, where it was that, let's say famous, it was that big scoring game. It was 4-3 to them. We were winning up until the last few minutes. They scored twice, and one being Tom Elliott, our former academy graduate, wasn't it? And they were so hostile that the fans there. We were sat in the south stand, right next to the away fans. They were throwing all sorts, coins, anything, making it so hostile there. Lots of police presence, of course. Unfortunately, sadly, they went and won that game right in front of me that day, wasn't it? Unfortunately, I do remember that. But Lasogga had clawed the game back from Leeds. We were down at half time and 2-1, and he clawed it back for us to be leading 3-2, only for us to lose it in the very last minutes with 2 late goals for them. That wasn't the last game, of course. Leeds United have played at Elland Road against Millwall. Let me know your memories of this fixture at Elland Road as well. Any Millwall fans, your memories of travelling up to Leeds to watch your team play. But yeah, I mean, if we look at the last 5 games in this fixture at Elland Road, Leeds have had the better of it actually, and it has actually finished the same scoreline in the last 2 times these 2 teams have come up against each other at Elland Road. Obviously, I think we've won 3, we've drawn 1, and we've lost 1, that one being that one I mentioned, that 4-3 game in January of 2018. So yeah, I mean the other few we've won. 3-2 was the score in the last 2 games at Elland Road. The last one being we come from 2-0 behind at half time. A Patrick Bamford brace and a Pablo Hernandez goal helped Leeds to a 3-2 win. It was that one where Patrick scores and I think he cups his ears, and a lot of people didn't like that. But yeah, I think he was being given a lot of crap from the fans, as he usually is, and to be fair, I have been one to give him that as well in the past. Can't do at the moment. He's doing very well, and long may it continue. 7 goals for Patrick at the moment. Hopefully we'll get more as the season reaches its conclusion. But yeah, that was the last 5 games. The sort of the history, the form of the two teams over the last 5. Like I said, we've won 3. We've had the better of it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a difficult game, this one, as they all will. These 9 games left. I think it's one of, 4 home games we've got left this season. We have more away games than we have home games. So far this to the end of the season, so we need to make the home games count. Obviously we have done so far up until this point at home. But Millwall, 4-4-2. They haven't really got a load of tip players that can hurt us. They have got quite a little bit of championship experience. I do think Michael Obafemi on his day can hurt you. Like I said, Tanganga has proved a nifty little useful signing. And that lad, Mr. Fleming, the Dutch fella, way ahead of his teammates with 7 goals and 4 assists this season. I don't know if he played at the Den back in, wasn't it, September we played them, if we have a look at that game. But he is dangerous. But if we have a look at that game, we were way too good for them on that day. It was a real nervy game. We were not playing too well, if I seem to remember coming into it. We hadn't started the season, obviously we didn't start the season too well. But it was a game where maybe Leeds United found their feet, and it was a real comfortable afternoon in London that day. It was a 3-0 win. Yo Perot stepped up, got 2 quick goals, didn't he? A couple of nice finishes. And then Georgie Router with a lovely finish at the end, towards the end of the game to wrap up the points, obviously, ultimately. And we won 3-0. A similar scoreline on Sunday would really do us, wouldn't it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments there below. I predict a win, and I predict a riot after the game, obviously, when we win and all this. You know what Millwall are like, but there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments there below. Tricky game, but I do think Leeds United can come out on top of this one. Thanks a lot for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.